Good morning, everyone. Well, I don't know what time it is where you are, but anyway, it's morning for me, and I thought I'd get a bright early start on trying to get these fireworks fused. The boards are pretty much done, but I thought this was a nice moment to show you kind of my fusing technique, and it combines a lot of what we've seen out there, but I think this is most effective. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. If I have to fire two items and I only have a single wire to use, I like to double up my cues, but if I've got four items and I only have two cues, I'm not running four wires. So we're using fuse. So what I'm doing here, first step, of course, you're gonna pair your items together. I'll tape them at the end. But right now, first step that I do, I take the fuse and I put a slight little cut mark into it to expose the black powder that's there. I do the same thing on this one. I've already pre-done it because I know how boring this can be. Next, to take whatever, however fast fuse you have. This is the fastest one that I have right now. I have some more on the way, but I need to get this done. So anyway, I measure from one to the other. This first fuse here, we're going in the same direction that the fast fuse is as well, and the regular. I'm gonna go down to the bottom and I'm gonna cut this. I don't have a pair of those scissors that has the single blade or whatever, so I just use a single blade to avoid getting any sparks, right? All right, next step. I like to use masking tape first, and of course I've already numbered my wire. So what I do, I'll take a small piece of masking tape and I'm gonna start at the back end of the fuse, and I don't know if you can see it around my fingers or not. I'm gonna go lengthwise, and this way I feel that the fire has several points of contact. Okay, so I know, of course, you can use zip ties alone, but I've seen that fail even on some of you guys, some of your videos out there. So I use tape, right, and then I'll zip tie. It's a little extra work, but I haven't had a failure like that, and for the 10 years or so that I've been doing this part. It's been a long time, I don't know how long. Anyway, I used to just go by. In California here, we don't get fireworks all year round, so I used to go down every year since high school. Actually, in junior high, they stopped selling them in my area, and then after high school, I used to travel about 30 miles to the nearest place in my county and buy an assortment and go shoot them. And I did that for a lot of years until getting older. Now we do bigger displays. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the top. I know, what a boring video, but somebody might find some use. So again, the same thing. We're gonna zip tie the top. And we're using, well, I missed the tape on that one, but anyway, we'll do it down here. We're using the contacts. And then also it's pulling, when you get it over the tape, it's pulling the tape into the fuse, right? So I think it gives it a little more snug place. And of course, we'll cut these again here and here, as some of the black powder comes from the tip. I think this kind of fuse here will ignite pretty easily when I put the igniter on, but I'm gonna give it two little cuts anyway, right there to expose the black powder. And that's pretty much it. You're gonna take your igniter. Where are you? Okay, here it is. So eventually you're gonna slide this little guy up over the top of that and feed your fuse. And of course, you could probably go a little bit shorter, but essentially like that. And you can see that touching there. A thinner fuse it'll fire in more. I'll probably tape that as well, just to make sure that there's a good contact. For now, we're gonna take this off, because I want to be as safe as I can. And I wind up taping the igniter just off to the side honestly, I don't know what to call these because I know there are different. There's E-match, which is not this. There's all kinds of different things. But igniter is what I use. So just give myself enough room to put that in there. I will then tape this down because I'm going to transport it and I don't need really any exposed fuse. I also, with fast fuse, I like to tape it because I don't want sparks hitting it. So I'll run this the length of that and just give it a wrap. It doesn't have to look pretty, just has to be functional. So you do that, and then now you know that a rogue spark coming out is not going to start that little bad boy going. And I will also take the end of this. Now I like to label, I'm going to tape this to the firework. I like to label the ends of these. There's so many cues that I write them on the box too, or the firework 9B, and I already did it, 9B. So I will put it somewhere a little ways up on this wire so that when we are sending this to the board, nice, it's all twisted. It is twisted. Okay, when we're sending this to the board, we know exactly which one it is. The other thing too is leave these plastic tips on here. I guess you can get static electricity if you had these exposed, and I guess you can twist them. Anyway, you don't want to start this thing before you want it. All right, have a great day. I hope you learned something. Last step, and I forgot, but this one I actually taped them together. Okay, so that when we transport them, they stay together, hopefully. All right, that's the boring part. You don't have to watch that. All right, have a good day.